Alrighty, I believe I am recording now, so I'm going to begin. This is my lifespan timeline for Keen 372. My name is Sydney Cinder, so let's begin. This is me. Again, I said my name's Sydney Cinder. A lot of people call me Sid. I was born on September 26 in 2000 in Grand Haven. I was born and raised nearby, and I'm currently 20 years old. I'm going to SVSU for occupational therapy. I'm currently a junior, and I'm really excited for the program. I'd like to head out a warning for everyone. In some of the photos, you may see red and like breakout spots on my face when I'm little, except this picture up here on the right. That's chocolate cake, I believe. But in the other ones where there's red on my face, I was really allergic to my saliva when I was born, and up until probably about middle school, anytime I'd lick my lips or have my saliva on my face, it would turn red and break out like that. Um, Eventually, I got a cream from a dermatologist, and it's all fine now. But I still had the issue where if I lick my lips will get super chapped and red, and that's something I have lived with. So this is another picture where it's really, really bad breakouts. You can see it got on my hands, my arms. Can't see it, but it was on my chest. But I still had infancy reflex movements. So for sucking, that usually occurs between 3 and 4 months with children. I started doing that around 3 months, but I didn't enjoy it. My mom and dad both said that anytime I was crying, they'd try to give me my pacifier, and just with how sensitive my face was, I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't enjoy sucking on things. So eating things around that with the bottle, I didn't enjoy that, which was an issue for my parents. Another example is Moro, which also occurs around 3 and 4 months. This is limb abduction for protection. This was something I thought my dad found it hilarious, but I thought it was interesting. I always slept with my arms above my head. And he said anytime they'd go to pick me up, my arms would slam right down on them. And I was always very protective about that. I could almost like a claw machine, I just grabbed. Another example is body writing and rolling. This usually happens around 12 months in children. And according to my parents, it started around 7 months for me. I guess I really enjoyed grabbing at my feet and rolling around and moving around my body. And that was me as a baby. Another great example is voluntary movements in infancy. So sitting usually happens around the age of 6 months. This is sitting without support. I did this around 7 months. My parents said I had a rocking chair that I loved, and so I think it might be a little bit delayed because of that, but I'm not sure. Another example is crawling. An average for this is about 10 months. That is more just crawling on your own, doing it correctly. Around 7 months, there's usually crawling attempts, and around 8 months is usually the initial crawling beginning where you're getting your balance. According to my parents, this happened to me around 8 months, so I'm assuming it's more of the initial than the good crawling. Walking, the average is about 12 months for children. That is walking without assistance. There's obviously a bunch of different stages. Walking with assistance is around 8 months. I started walking without assistance at 11 months. In your childhood, you learn multiple foundation skills. that help you throughout your future with your different skills that you end up doing. So my three examples are running, jumping, and kicking. For initial running, you use your whole body approach. So you're going to use your top as much as your bottom to run. You usually have your feet flat against the ground or your heel first before you get a stance. And the proper mature way to do this is with a toe off, using your toe, which doesn't usually occur until later childhood. Another one that I already previously said is jumping. Initial jumping is similar to running. It has a whole body approach. Rather than using your legs to jump, you use your body to move yourself forward. Kicking, initial kicking is also whole body, following the trend, and a whole body strike. A more mature way to do this is using your leg extended forward and continually approaching the ball as you're going and kicking the ball with the top part of your foot where your laces are on your shoes. This continued for me in childhood with me playing soccer. I did soccer for a total of 3 years. My mom only had pictures of me in the orange shirt because I guess I thought the other shirt colors were ugly and I would not let her take my picture in them. But during soccer, I used my skills of running, jumping, and kicking and learned to enhance those skills through practice. The practice methods that I used, or my coaches used per se, was blocked and random practice. Blocked practice is doing the same task over and over again, and different tasks at different times is random. This happened through dribbling practice, shooting for goals, and practicing footwork. These were often done either blocked, practicing it, doing it over and over again, or practicing all of the different soccer things that you can do during practice. Another practice method that was used was guidance and discovery practice. This came more with playing against other kids my age. It helped with social interaction and physical interaction with the kids. It also helped me learn and enhance my foundational skills. Another practice method is whole and part practice. This is similar to block and random, but I saw this more as practice versus games and playing the different positions throughout the field. So we always practice. You could either be forward or the goalie or the defender. And with the little kids soccer, you always got to try each different part of the game out and learn what you like and learn about the game and do that through practicing that and playing it in an actual game, which is how I earned my medal because I was not very good at soccer. For adulthood, I'm not exactly sure where I will end up. I'm currently 20 years old. Through my longevity game, it gave me an anticipated age of 94. I was pretty impressed with this because my grandma reached the age of 98 on my dad's side, and both of my grandparents, who are on the left here, are on my mom's side, and they passed when I was about 10. So my family history to reach 94 years old includes diabetes on my mom's side. My grandma, who is on the left, had diabetes, as do many of my mom's aunts, which were her sisters. My mom does not have diabetes, and currently neither do any of her siblings, so they're not entirely sure if it passes down or not, but it is very likely. On my dad's side, there's high blood pressure, which he has, his mom had, his dad had, and he says we're most likely going to have. Except I work out. I was a cross country runner in high school. I ran multiple half marathons, and I'm still running to relieve all the stress from my crazy world that's going on these days. But I know that my movement will change as I age. I assume I will slow down a bit in the 30s and even more in my 40s. Um, like many people, including my parents, do in their 50s, I will most likely have to get glasses. I might be sore, I might start to hurt places. Once I reach my 60s, which is where my parents are now, which you couldn't tell, they're on the right looking young as ever, except my dad's in his work uniform. But they're starting to slow down, they're starting to feel pain. My dad has arthritis, so that's is a possibility for my future. Past my 60s, movement is going to slow down a lot unless I continue running as I do and not get injured. Um, I'm going to become more frail and more tired, similar to my grandparents, and just slow down as I age. But for right now, I'm very happy being 20. You can see my baby. His name is Puff. He's my cat. And I'm very happy having just a cat baby and a boyfriend right now.